Flosstube. It is Jamie with Stitching and Wishing. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, March 4th, 2021, and I thought I would come on this morning and just do a quick update video. It should be relatively short. I don't have a whole lot to show you, but I thought I would just kind of summarize what I did in February and what my plans are for the rest of the month of March. So I'm home today, obviously, in my craft room slash office slash workout room slash dog sitting area. This room's kind of become a little bit of everything. But I do have a couple of trips to take this month. So I've really been home over the last 2 or 3 months, but this month work is kind of picking up, and so I will be doing a couple of work trips and a quick little personal trip towards the end of the month. I think if it happens, it'll be relatively local, and just my husband and I just kind of taking a weekend away, and so it'll just be the two of us, and we're gonna be safe. So let's get into it. So for February, I fully finished Lizzy Kate's yearbook March. I am gonna try to stitch all of these this year. So I have April kitted up and in my bag. It'll be traveling with me this month. I'm finishing these as no-sew little boxes. I have this cute little shamrock fabric from my stash, and these just look adorable sitting up on my mantle. It's a little wonky, but it looks cute. I also FFO'd February, which I had finished back in January, again with just some fabric from my stash. So I will work on April and hopefully get that one done this month. Let's see. I also finished from Stitching with the Housewives carrot seeds. So I think I showed this in my last video, but I wasn't quite done with it. So I finished it off. Still need to FFO, but I have a pile of things that need to be fully finished. So that'll go into it. I also stitched from Hello from Liz Matthews. This is Arrow Celebration Small, which is little freebies that she has included with her newsletters this year. I don't know if she's going to do one every month, but they're fun, quick little stitches, and I'm loving Liz Matthews this year. I mean, have you seen her new releases for Needlework Expo? Beautiful. Okay, next up is my whips. My Whip Go projects for the month of February. My first was Liberty Quaker from Luminous Fiber Arts. Probably don't need that. I am stitching it on 32 count Snow Day from Luminous Fiber Arts with the called for fabric. I think when I started this, I just had a little bit of this motif and some of the bunting done. So I finished the bunting, all the words, started the squirrel, and started working on some of the motifs up in the top. I was enjoying stitching on this, and I kind of didn't want to put it away, but now that I've started working on new things, I don't know when I'm going to get back to that, but I do want to get back to it. I'm kind of setting mini goals for myself, so I'd like to have some finishes this year, and I think that I can get that one done by the 4th of July. I mean, really, if I put another week or two into it, it would be done. My second Whipco for February was Lizzy Kate Halloween Rules. When I started this one, I just had part of the topper done. So I finished the topper and I finished the first 2 blocks. This was another one that once I got stitching on it, it was a lot of fun and I was enjoying it. I think there's 10 or 12 more of these little blocks. So my goal is to try to do one a month. I'm almost thinking that if I could just spend like one Saturday or one Sunday a month working on Lizzy Kate things, I could kind of finish off some of these things. Finish off my yearbooks and maybe get Halloween rolls done this year. I'm not really planning on finishing this year. If it happens, fantastic, but if not, that's okay too. I'm stitching this on 32 count mocha with the called for DMC. So the March Whipco numbers were called, and I'm going to be stitching on, I think I bumped my phone and it takes pictures of screenshots. It's annoying. Anyway, March Whipco, my first is the Stitching Life from Heartstring Samplery. This is my starting point. This was a start, 2020 Mania start. Stitching in a 1/1 on 32 count Earth and Lugana with threads that I'm pulling from stash. My second March Whipco will be Dog Declarations from Ink Circles. And this is my tiny little starting point on it. I know Dog Declarations isn't going to get very far, but I kind of have some mini goals for my Whipco, so I'm going to try, this is what I have done. I'm going to try to, I think, work this way and do the lettering. So I'm stitching this on 36 count Picture This Plus Tycho with, I think, the called for cotton threads. They're not silks. So I think I got the called for threads, but in cotton. Alright, my next whip was Farmhouse Christmas from Little House Needleworks. I finished the second block, which was the little horse. Sorry. I have this little bird that likes to fly into my front window, and I couldn't figure out what that noise was. And it was that little bird. He just like sits there and flies in and clicks on the window. I'm sure he's seeing his reflection, but I need to figure out how to get him to stop doing that. Anyway, Farmhouse Christmas, Little House Needleworks. I'm stitching all 9 blocks on 32 count. I want to say it's mocha, but I'm not sure if that's right. With a mix of called for and threads from stash. My next whip, stitching with the Housewives. This is Carrot Patch. They're really cute. They have a couple more that they released that I haven't purchased yet, but Q-snap is tight. Their patterns are all just so cute. Alright, next up, I'm going to take this all the way out. Lindy Stitches Funky Menagerie cell. I just noticed in the camera that I think I used 2 different browns on that beaver. Something looks weird. But I'm on part 3, so I think I showed in my last video I had parts 1 and 2 done. This will be part 3. Last night I finished the border and put in this, what is that, praying mantis? So there's a penguin and a squid and a turtle, and I think maybe a couple other little animals that'll go in here. But this is super cute, and I'm really glad that I'm keeping up with it. So once I got the border last night, I think the animals will go pretty quick, and I'm guessing I will have this done by Saturday or Sunday. So about a week on each of these parts, which isn't bad. I did realize that I have messed up this border. So these little green motifs, I added extra stitches in a couple of them. But frogging them out would have meant basically that I was going to have to frog this entire row. And I decided not to. I've made a note. I put a note in my project bag. And I think when the next part comes out, if I finish stitching this, I can just make this border work. It's only 2 or 3 stitches, so it won't even be noticeable. Nobody's gonna know except me. So, and it just makes it a little funky, right? But that's what I got going on. I have pulled out Lizzy Cake Green, which I don't have with me, but it's in my tote bag because I'm traveling for work. That's kind of my work project. I have 2 more of the little motifs on that left to do. So I'm tentatively have planned to try to get that one done by Earth Day, which is what, April 20th or 21st, something like that. So I think that's completely doable if I keep stitching like I have been. I want to make some more progress on some of my WIPCO projects, which has me thinking about Stitch Mania. Last year for Stitch Mania, I did 20 new starts, and I really got overwhelmed with that. I didn't enjoy it, so I won't be doing that this year. So I've really been just thinking, starting to do some planning on what I think I might want to do for Mania. So I'll come back and tell you about that next month, I guess, because it's already March. Next month will be April. This year's going by quick. I have just a little bit of haul left to show you for this video. First is with the Needle and Thread Jelly Bean Jubilee. It's really cute. There's 7 patterns in this booklet, and they're all, I wanted to start stitching these the other day and I couldn't decide where to start because I like them all. These are charted for 40 count fabric with DMC. I pulled out most of the DMC. I was missing a couple colors, so I'm just gonna make some substitutions rather than go buy more DMC. And I think I pulled out a piece of 46 count, which is gonna make them a little bit smaller than they're charted for, but I think they'll be really cute, kind of as tiny little pillows in an Easter basket. So we'll see when I get around to doing those ones. My second bit of haul was from Ink Circles. This is their series for this year. I guess it's called Rabbit Rabbit. So there's January, February, and March. I have pre-ordered April, May, and June, which should be coming out this month. I put in a couple pre-orders because of all the Needlework Expo stuff that's coming out. There are some really good new things that are headed to us. The designers have obviously been busy, and which is good and bad. I swore that I was going to be good this year when it came to market, and yeah, that didn't last very long. There's too many good things, and I think I've put in 2 or 3 different pre-orders. One to kind of spread my business around to some different shops, and because I'd order something and then I'm really like, oh, but I want that too. And so that's how it goes. But hopefully that stuff will start coming in sometime in March. And when it does, I will show it to you in one of my videos. I really, really tried not to go overboard, but I know that I've ordered at least six new charts. So I do not need more charts, but whatever, they just go in my collection. So I hope everybody's good. I'm going to get some work done today and then hopefully keep working on the Lindy Stitches out. And I am packing for some of my trips, so I'm gonna keep working on figuring out what I want to take with me. So everybody be well, and I will talk to you soon.